Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Gazanthi here, and first of all, I want to say I'm so sorry for being away for so long and without any prior notice. I honestly thought I had said something, but then I quite quickly found out I hadn't. Well, I say quite quickly, but anyway, we are back here today with a simple family horse ranch build. This is actually the first time that I built in Chestnut Ridge, and it was quite exciting. I really enjoyed it. The world is lovely. The lighting's really good, especially for this lot, even though, like, annoyingly, the way the lot is for the front of the lot, like where the front of the lot is, the lighting is, overshadowing the front of my build. But hey ho, we're getting on with it, and it all comes together really nicely in the end. So you can see I've built the shell of my house here, and it is just a nice two-tier, like 2 levels family home. And I've gone for the wraparound, well, not wraparound, but I've gone for a porch, L-shaped porch, just because I thought that really fit the ranch type of vibe. I do mostly think of Heartland when I think horse ranch, so that's kind of like the mental image I'm referencing myself here. Most of the stuff I use also is from the horse ranch pack, but there are a few bits and bobs here that come from some kits. Hopefully that will make it a bit easier if you want to download this, but then again, I know a lot of people don't like the kits, so, but I tried. Anyway, yeah, so why I built this build, sorry, that's one major thing I want to say, is because the reason I was away for so long is actually because I just got a new job as an equine groom. So I look after horses. I look after horses. So fun. It's so good. I'm enjoying it so much. It's been like a month and a half now, so like 6 weeks. And life is good. It's treating me well, I have to say. It is long. It's long days. Like, we're up at 8 a.m. We finish at 6 p.m. most days. It's hard work, but it's so rewarding. It's so rewarding, and it's just so, like, it's just so much nicer than any of my previous jobs. It's the vibe. So that's why I'm building a horse ranch today. It's to celebrate that for me. It's a nice way for me to come back, because I kind of, like, that's what my brain is all about these days, is horses. So yeah, that was the reasoning behind it. And I just went with a family build because I wanted to make something big, but I didn't want to have to think about what I'm going to do with all the rooms. So you can see I built the stable. That was very simple. It was just like the horse bed, the trough, and the hay feeder. I know that the build I demolished is Cantor Cottage. Whoever built it, they put the water and hay feeders outside in the paddock area that they had made. I've put them in the stable. I don't know if there are any Sims rules about this, but based on, my personal experience from my professional life, what is now my professional life, there's no problem with putting them in the stable, so hopefully it won't cause any conflicts in game. Unfortunately, I did forget to test it out with a horse, but, that's all good. It's all good. Like, I'm sure it probably works fine, and I'm just overthinking it. Anyway, now we have moved on to the interior. So you can see that I'm starting with the kitchen. I did use the Jungle Adventure tiles here, just because, one, they came with a really nice neutral tone that I liked, and two, the tiles come with a really good plaster swatch that you can see I've used on, like, the left where the counter tables aren't. Wow, that was a really long pause there in the video. Sorry about that. But yeah, I just like how there's a really good continuity with these swatches. It just makes life so much easier if you've got those swatches already. You don't have to rifle through the catalog for them. That was my main reasoning. Otherwise, we've gone for an overarching blue and neutral tone in this room, and I'd say the whole of the house is pretty neutral, and then there's like pops of color here and there. And then the kits come in again. Sorry, I'm so out of practice with this now that I'm just like, what am I thinking? And I do bring in a really nice breakfast nook, which actually surprisingly was functional. I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, you can actually sit in that far chair and in the chair that's right by the door. It's all fine. It's all good. There's no... Maybe when a Sim's sitting down, there's an issue, but if no Sims are sitting down, then there's no issue. As for now, we're cluttering everything up with my usual clutter items. I actually want to count how many times I use the bread tin and these loaves of bread. They are my favorites, and I don't think until now have I actually changed the swatch on the bread loaves. Don't ask me why I haven't done it, but here we are. I finally changed the swatch on it, and it comes with this really cute pomegranate print that I just adore. And sorry, she's struggling with things to say, but that was the kitchen. It was really good, and you can see there are some odd bits and bobs dotted around. So I've brought in it's like basement treasures kit stuff. I brought in that because essentially, from my experience, horse ranches, riding schools, livery stables, all of that, they are never as clean as people think they will be. Never. Every single equine that you would ever possibly meet, they're all hoarders. They're all like, this broken, nasty thing that should be put in the bin is totally going to be useful to me one day, and I'm going to shove it in the corner and never see it ever again for another 20 years. They all do it. So that's why I went with like the basement treasures thing, because I just thought maybe I'd try and bring some realism to this. So the family that live here, I imagine, would be a bunch of horse riders, whether Western, English, whatever you like. But there's loads of bits and bobs, like just like there's this trunk here, there's these broken chairs, and then in the kitchen there's loads of boxes full of stuff. All of that dotted around everywhere because the parents are hoarders. They're hoarders, they don't want to chuck anything out. I definitely could have gone further with this idea, but again, I'm like, I get really fatigued really easily if I have a break from building, so I just didn't want to tire myself out. But the idea is there. If you want to take it further, you can. And I've completely talked over the entirety of doing the lounge, but essentially it was just get a table in that fits, get a couch in that fits, have a fireplace. There you go. Cliff Notes version. As for this bedroom, I've kept it in because essentially everything that's in here does stay. It just gets moved to another room. I will know what it is when I see it, but there was a reason why I moved it, and this becomes a study instead. But as you can see, I'm using all the stuff from Horse Ranch. I'm really loving these colourful rugs that come with it. I think I've used them in quite a few previous builds, especially my apartment builds. Here you go. Here's me changing it. So we have the easel in here, then I bring in a desk. And I'm pretty sure I put a computer down, but I might not because I remember looking at the screenshots and seeing no computer. So that's fully possible that I just forgot to put a computer down. In other news, I fully did buy all the kits that I've missed, and sure, it was a lot of money, but I think it's really brought some new life to my game because I was getting a bit bored with all the same clutter that I was using, and it's nice to have like that book nook kit I found really useful. Plus, in another build you'll see in a next week or so, I use a lot of the lights from the book nook kit and they are gorgeous. I love them. As for this room, essentially each bedroom is pretty much the same idea. It is bed, bedside table, wardrobe, usually from Horse Ranch. Sorry, I'm like got a lisp at the moment. I got my retainer in. Really glamorous backstage like info you're getting here. And then a rug from the pack, just because I love them so much. With this one, I went with a very green tone, so there is a predominant change in tone between each bedroom. And then these two bedrooms, they share an ensuite. So all the furniture in that bedroom that you see just beyond the screen, that's from the room that I already decorated. So it's all the same, basically. That's why I think you maybe saw it briefly. As for this bathroom, I'd already placed the items in the bedroom, so I couldn't move the doors over. But what I thought would have been a nice idea is putting in the countertops. It's just because I think that it's nice when you have 2 rooms sharing a bathroom and so get 2 sinks. But instead I just went with the horse ranch sink that I used in the kitchen with that nice little trick to raise it up. And then I'm again using a lot of the bathroom, whatever it's called, bathroom clutter kit, I don't know, in here to add some just real, like, real, not realness, but like, you know, reality, that type of vibe into the build. And I'm loving putting things on the floor at the moment. I can't explain why, but I just want to put bathroom items on the floor because, I don't know, we've all been there where we just haven't had a little shower caddy at all, and we've had to put things on the floor. Whether it's when you're in a hotel, you've broken your shower caddy, you've just moved somewhere, you don't have one, you can't be bothered to buy one. I don't know, we've all been there, and you can't tell me otherwise because it's true. It's 100% true. But otherwise that's that bathroom, and now we are on upstairs into the master and probably coming towards sort of the end of the build. I skipped the bathroom here because, I mean, how many times do you need to see me decorate a bathroom? I don't know, maybe like 2. especially not that many times in the same build. But this is the parents' bedroom, so there's a lot more attention on the cluttering and hoarding aspect that I mentioned earlier. I really liked the idea of bringing in the cow print as well, which I think I used it in the dining room, but otherwise I haven't used it in like the kids' bedrooms or anything. I just kind of, I don't know, I feel like the kids in this house probably have a lot of different opinions than their parents. With like hoarding and maybe animal fur, things like that, just because I view them as like a different time, different age type of thing. Also a very, very big thing in the equestrian world, if you want to know. It's very much like that's a major difference you come across, is just difference of opinion between generations. As for these bedside tables, they are sized down, so I did have to raise things up with the 9 key. Yes, she still doesn't have like the red shelf or anything, and I know I can use other shelves, but I find it hard to remember which ones work. So, oh sorry, I just hit the mic. But yeah, so things are looking a bit funky town over here, and they are kind of sinking through the tabletop. But in the end it comes together. So I put like the little coffee mug, because I imagine one of the parents, maybe they like love coffee, they have to wake up early, they have to deal with the horses, and then there's just loads of letters that are probably all bills because it's expensive owning horses and you never have any money. And then the boxes come back in from the basement treasures kit, and essentially this seating area, which maybe once was like really nice, maybe it had a TV, who knows, it now is just a bunch of files, boxes, trinket boxes, all that, random baskets. It's all just here. I almost did put towels down, I won't lie, but yeah, like I'm pretty sure I grab what is like this. It's like a really big box and it comes with the pack, and it's I think it's called trinket box or something, but it just was the perfect fit for what I needed to do. And again, I raised things up with the 9 key, added some other laundry day stuff, and then that was that. And we move on to this final section of the room, which was very much like, I don't know what to put, so let's put a table full of stuff. This voiceover is very real. There's no like at all. My mum did ask me the other day, she was like, how do you choose what to build? I'm like, I don't know, I just go off vibes. I literally just go off vibes. Like, I pick an item and I decide that's what we're gonna do. I take it, I run with it. It literally could be the most random object, and I'll be like, that's what the storyline's gonna be. Today it was basement boxes. Tomorrow it could be anything. But you can see I'm just, again, doing this usual trick of placing everything on the slots on the table and then rearranging them back and putting the table back to have that cluttered effect. And now we're on to the final bedroom. clap before we get into screenshots and all that jazz. But here again, just a simple bedroom. I imagine this was maybe an older child who, or maybe like even a young adult who is a bit more involved in the horses. The other ones maybe a tiny bit, but they're a bit younger, so they just are kind of vibing as children should. Whereas this one, maybe she's, I don't know, she, he, they are a bit more involved, and they love rodeo. They love barrel racing, who knows, all that. So that really was just the only idea I had. Really, I just wanted to build a place for horses. There were no other thoughts than that. It was purely head empty horse thoughts only. But I do really like how this house came out. I do love that all the stuff from this packet is really nice. Like the textures are really nice. And again, why are we pausing? Awkward. But yeah, I think I did rather well. So I bring in again that table, that long console table. Another thing I really like, especially with those different wood colors, like the painted wood textures. And then there's just the books, I think, and then I just put down some clutter items, which are like the purse, book, and then the phone and the keys. So it definitely is like an older kid here. Anyway, that's on to screenshots now. I'm sorry this is a bit all over the place because I'm just coming back, but I hope you enjoyed regardless. And if you want to download this build, it is on the gallery. All the info is in the description down below. Hope to see you next time. Bye!